Welcome to the research study, Student Engagement in Middle School Science Education, a study of the effectiveness of student agency as an engagement indicator in a Montessori adolescent program. Today, the voice of youth remains marginalized. Choice in schooling is sought by parents. Teachers feel excluded from consultation about school reform, and advocacy is needed for those who believe they don't belong at their school. I'm PhD student Elizabeth Gore, and I believe that deeply listening to stakeholder beliefs about student agency can benefit everyone. At this stage, student agency will be defined as the capacity to set a goal, reflect, and act responsibly to effect change, as stated by the OECD. By providing your consent, you agree to us to collect information from or about you for this study. You can withdraw at any time. Information you provide will be stored securely under a pseudonym, disclosed only with your permission unless we're required by law to release information. This ethnographic qualitative research focuses on understanding the culture of Montessori and draws on the following data: individual interviews of teachers, leaders, and parents, observation records of classrooms, focus groups with students, and recordings taken during data collection for analysis and not used for publication or presentations without explicit consent. Data will be handled confidentially, managed, stored, and retained for a specified period after the study, and securely disposed of in accordance with UOW Research Data Management Guidelines. Participants may request access to information they provided by contacting me. EMS was invited to participate because your high school incorporates Montessori and the IB, and your school supports research. I declare a conflict of interest in my relationship with the school, although I've not been on staff for over the last 10 years. I have relatives at EMS who will be excluded from the study. I have qualifications in planning and management and Montessori education. The participants will be adolescent students aged between 12 to 15 years, their teachers, leaders, and parents. The student focus group takes 45 minutes of interactive time. Later, the students are invited to review the data and critique the analysis, and students can present the data to an audience if they choose. Teachers are interviewed for 20 minutes each, and I'll provide the types of questions that'll be asked prior to the interview. And parents are individually interviewed for 15 minutes, and they too are prepared for the types of questions. Leaders are interviewed for 20 minutes prior to interviewing other participants. If they do not feel that the research is mutually beneficial, then we'll work together to design and redesign the research question so that it is. Students benefit by practicing reflexivity. They co-create. The research links to capacity building, citizenship, and self-fulfillment. The teachers benefit by creating a collection of solid practices that impact student agency. Stakeholder collaboration creates a common vision. Innovation can lead to self-satisfaction. Parents benefit because they contribute to an informed voice. The relationships are collaborative, and there is insight in how to mutually support their child. The education community benefits from contributions to informed teaching practice. There's a greater transparency about Montessori schools, and the research advocates for student voice. Participating in this study involves minimal risks. Possible risks may include minor discomfort during interviews or discussions about educational practices. However, every effort will be made to ensure your comfort and well-being during the study and the well-being of others. Remember that your contribution is anonymous, and you'll be consulted if we would like to use any of your quotes. A risk management plan has been developed to minimize any distress during this research. In the unlikely event that you experience any distress or discomfort during the study, you can always contact me or Dr. Helen Giorgio. We foster a respectful, inclusive, and empowering research environment for all participants and community members. Our commitment to you is to provide inclusive and equitable methods by using co-design and inclusive language, cultural awareness by engaging with Montessori and cultural advisors if appropriate, accessible participation by incorporating multiple ways to communicate and contribute, and reciprocity by sharing the findings in meaningful ways and recognizing contributions of everyone. Our guide is the National Statement of Ethical Conduct in Human Research 2023. Students are co-contributors and will be thanked with an afternoon tea. The afternoon tea will include the whole of secondary, and we want to ensure that they understand that the information is valuable and it will make a difference to other students throughout the world. Teachers would receive a certificate of participation for professional development, and they'd be made aware of the contributions they made prior to the publication of the results. Parents would receive a certificate of participation and would be notified of their contribution in a feature article in the school newsletter. Leaders would receive a certificate of participation for their professional development and consulted throughout the process. They would be offered mentorship and a professional development session with the whole school staff following the research. In conclusion, we just first like to caution you that information about matters that involve criminal conduct revealed during the study are required to be reported under mandatory reporting laws. We do have a participation information statement that is available, and we would love to have you involved in this research. For further information, please contact us, and thank you for your time today. From Helen, Peter, and myself. Goodbye.